Hi, welcome back to the Right Away After Party. I'm your host, Kath, and this is
I'm Nick. Hi.
and this is part two of our conversation about
Not too late to the party. That's
not too.
it's about being, and in a more mature age and getting published. So that's what we've been talking about. And I promised some examples. And so one of the big examples I wanted to give was the lessons in chemistry. And her name is Bonnie
Wait,
Garmis.
what's lessons in chemistry? Some
So
people may
Lessons
not
in
have heard of
Chemistry is a very popular fiction book. It came out in 2022, I believe, yeah, and then it became a popular TV show on Apple Television. And so I just was very inspired by this author named Bonnie, and
Read the
she
book.
did.
Read the book before you see the film.
Yes.
Read
Yeah.
the book.
Lessons in Chemistry, the book is, I mean, the film was good. I mean, the acting debut, the acting was, I thought,
Yeah,
I loved it.
yeah,
I really
yeah,
did.
me too.
But
But
I thought the book had so much more nuance in it. Like it wasn't really about the TV show, it was more about her science and everything in the book, and which I really appreciated. But Bonnie,
and
she
erging and erging.
yes, 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 and the rowing and the love story too, the love
Yes.
of her,
And the
I just
dog.
oh yeah, and the
Dog
dog.
who learned
And
how many words and she would scientifically note them down.
yeah, and then plus just being a woman in the lab too. Like I mean, they really didn't go into the lab. It was more about the TV,
Yeah.
in the
In the,
TV
what
show.
was it, in the 50s, 40s and 50s?
Yeah, yeah,
Difficult
yeah.
time for women in many places.
Yes. Okay. But Bonnie was 64 years old when that book was published. 64 years old. And that was her debut. That was her debut book. So she never wrote, well, she wrote, I think she wrote before then, but this was the first time she actually took on publication and,
Mm.
and took it on in such a big way. 47 countries picked up that book.
No, it's
So,
an extraordinary book.
I just love the writing, and I don't. And she talks about that. She doesn't know if that book would have existed, in her early ages. Maybe it took, life experience to be able to write that book, and and that's where I'm at right now. Like I'm talking when I talk about life experience and how it really enriches your writing. And you can be working on craft and working on craft. It doesn't mean that you are ready to publish. And that's one thing that like I love indie publishers. I'm not going to bash on indie publishers, but you know, put some work into your writing, put some work into the craft. Don't just hit send, get an editor and really, push yourself. And that's where I've been. I've been really pushing myself. I think that's why I really want to go for traditional publishing because I've just put so much work into the craft of it. And I maybe one day I'll do indie publishing. I'm not sure, or self-publishing. But another one I want to talk about was
Oh,
Watershed Down. Huh?
no, you do it. You do it. I'll do the next
Oh,
one.
yeah, you'll do the next one. Okay, so Richard Adams, Watership Down, who was 52. And the one that I really, really was just like completely blown away was Laura Ingalls Wilder, the author of Little House in Big Woods. We all know Little House on the Prairie. She was 65 years old when she published that. And that was her very first book she'd ever written.
So there's a chance for me. See? There's a
I'm
chance
just
for me
like,
because I'm
I
going to
just
be
love that. I
65 in February.
Yes,
So don't give up
love
on
it.
your dream. Don't give up.
No, don't give up. The thing is, if it's in you, you're gonna pull it out of you. It's just
This
I
is
can't
it.
imagine not being a writer. I just feel like it's just who I am as a
Hmm.
human.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And if it's your passion, you're going to love it. Whether you publish or not in the end, you're going to love the writing process because it's something that you've been called to do. It's been something. Find other ways to share your writing because there's way more ways to share your writing than just publishing a book. I mean, I've written so much stuff over the years, stuff that I've shared in different ways, maybe not,
Mhm.
traditional publishing, but just enjoy the journey as well. I think, if the goal is so huge, um, we might forget to enjoy the process, the journey, because we're struggling and we're just wrapping ourselves up in a knot. And I think that was huge for me to understand that I want to live in the now.
Mhm.
I want to live in the now and enjoy that I'm writing
Yeah.
what I'm writing, which is the second part of my first book. And well, I have a promise of publication. It may not come to pass. It may not come to pass, and that's the way
But
life
it,
is.
but it may come to
I'll
pass.
believe it. I'll
But
believe it when I'm holding the book. But meanwhile, I'm
yeah,
not giving up on my passion, which is
yeah,
writing. I don't care.
yeah.
I'm going to be 65 and anyway. But I also wanted to mention Mel Robbins, who you and I follow her
Oh
podcast.
yeah.
You know how powerful she is, and she's just come out with her second
Let
book.
them, let them, yeah.
Let them, let them. Great, great book. And she's also, I think, 52. So there we go.
No, I think she's close. I think she's closer to 55, actually, isn't she?
Maybe.
I think she's more my husband's age. But I was just gonna say too, her dream, her dream was just realized. And I want to talk about that next, our dream being realized.
Oh, that's a good title for our next time. All right. Join us again next time at the Right Away After Party, where we will talk about
Dreams being realized.
excellent. See you then.